Hi, Financially Healthy here, and my name's Marlene. The name of my channel is Financially Healthy. Please like, subscribe. When we get to 100 subscribers, we're having a giveaway. And comment. Is there any other subject you'd like me to talk about as it pertains to personal life and financial health and things like that? Today, I am going to talk about one of my side hustles. That is, I have rental properties. Yes. Now, is being a landlady, and I do it on my own. I'm single. It's me. I don't have a property manager. I get the 3 o'clock in the morning calls. And yes, they're unpleasant sometimes. But yes, I'm going to talk about it because I feel housing prices will either stagnate or go down. And many people will be thinking, is now the time to buy my first investment property? Well, it may be and it may not be. Or you could be like a lot of people that start out with starter homes, meaning I did that also. I purchased my property in 2010. An older woman had lived there and passed in a skilled nursing facility. And it needed a lot of work, so I lived in it and worked on it and had professionals do the electric, the plumbing, lay the laminate floor. But I made it so I liked it, and I would not rent anything that I would not live in. And my homes are nice. They are all single family. And here are some things I learned along the way. And you might want to visit these things. It's probably going to be a two-parter because it's a long list of things. But maybe some things you wish you knew before you may make that jump or leap into buying a property that is an investment property for rentals. Now, like I said, often we start with starter homes. After I got that fixed up, I went and bought a investment property and rented out my starter home and worked on the property I bought for about a year and lived in it. So I needed a place to live anyway, so I was collecting rent and that helped too. So, like I said, I'm a single woman, so everything that came down on me. It's good to know that I'd like to advise buying single family homes. Now, some people like duplexes. I probably would buy a duplex, but I really haven't seen one I really like. Because then you can put in who you want beside it. You have to like living in a property and like if you're going to do it the way I did, and doing DIY projects. And often, that is painting, carpeting, things like that, while the projects are going on. I redid that kitchen, put in a dishwasher, um, put on a porch, things like that. Yeah, I replaced the storm doors myself because it's so much fun being single sometimes. But you have to like doing that. And once you're done, you can go look for your next property to live in and to, there goes my neighbor's dog, and to also get fixed up again and make that into either you sell it or you make it into a rental. And I'm living in another property right now that I'm currently working on. Things I wish I had known, and I'm 10 years into the game. So I'll give you some of my advice on things that happen to pop up about being a landlady. And I learned to make friends with other landlords. Um, my contractor, my main contractor, he's somewhat retired now, but he had rentals all his life since he's been a young adult. And so he knew a lot of the tenants and then people that you went to high school with. I live in a small town, so it's not very easy to hide bad tenants. And also, you're not going to pawn them off on your friends, so that's really good. And so they will give you a heads up on bad tenants. And here's another important thing. Do not call the tenants. Ask for, have the screen your tenants really well. And I'll tell you this, even though you're in the game a long time, you make mistakes. Okay, but screen them as well as you can. Do not call their present landlord. You must ask for them to write down their landlords. Call the one before the present one. Their present landlord, if they're bad tenants, will want them out. But the one before them has no skin in the game. They're not their tenant currently. They're their former tenant. And they will be truthful with you. Oh, okay, no, you don't want to touch these people with a 10-foot pole. They were late on rent, whatever. They will give you heads up on certain things. And also make sure their references and things like that are not their relatives. And we're actually, like, you can check stuff out so easy on Facebook. So you just look at their friends. A lot of people leave their page open. Um, you also will be doing screening, and you will make the tenant pay for the screening so you can see their work history, their credit score, things like that. They're sometimes the screening will also say if they have any criminal past, which of course you don't want to get messed up with if somebody is a batterer or a drug addict or something like that. I had one tenant who would say, "Oh, that's a drug addict. That's a drug addict. That's just." I'm thinking, wait, how do you know all these drug addicts? I said to him, "Oh, my ex-girlfriend was a drug addict. Not the one, not my wife." Yeah, wish I had looked a little deeper in that. Um, they can use friends and families as references, and you can figure it out. Like I said, I live in a small town, so it's not that hard. Um, Require the tenant to pay for the background check, of course, because then they have skin in the game. If they're not going to pass, they're not going to pay for that. They're going to know that you know you're going to say, "Hey, I want a good credit rating. I don't want to see bad transactions at the bank and things like that." And also, know your local bankers and find out who they bank with. Yeah, you'd be surprised what all you can glean from a casual conversation. Um, and have a casual conversation. I just did a video on the process of wait. Why am I talking? And the idea behind that is you learn more from listening. Have just a casual conversation. Like I said, when I said, "How do you know all these people did drugs?" "Oh, my ex-girlfriend used to do them." It's like, oh, I hope she just went around and have a wife now. And, it's like, okay, that's not, that's not good. Okay, and you always have property taxes to think about too. So when you're setting your rent, make sure you set them so that you are not in the red. Your property taxes will go up. Every year my property taxes go up. I don't know how. There's something in the state that they're not supposed to always keep going up, but they keep going up. And if I have, we'll talk about good tenants versus, not so good tenants. But sometimes you have to eat some of that cost if you like the tenant, and the tenant is not a handful. Um, so you work that into the lease and have a legal lease that applies in your state. Just don't pull one down from the internet. You don't so much need a lawyer for this. And if your lease says no pets, here's a little heads up. If you go in and find, and it also says you get to inspect the property every so often, or if you find out if they call you for something, or you stop over for the rent, or something like that, and there is a pet, the lease says you have 3 days to get rid of that pet, or you can keep the pet, but you have 3 days to vacate the house with the pet. Either way, that dog or cat, if it is, will be out of here in 3 days. Now, I don't always mind pets. It all depends how big they are, or, But you also work that into your lease. You have a pet, you're going to pay a $50 additional expense every month for any damages that pet does. Because they can even go through windows. I've seen it. Um, Also have a stipulation for late payments and stick by these. No subletting, moving in unapproved roommates. Stick by these. If you have $10 a day for late payments and you let it slide one time and they don't do it again, I don't know, you're setting a precedence. But if someone says, oh, I'm really sorry, and now is a really weird time, I know. But in good times, this would happen to you also. Um, if someone says, "Oh, I'm late with the rent this month," it's like, when will you have it? And if they say in 2 days, say, "Okay, you have to refer to your lease because that's $10 a day, so make sure it's $20 more." And that's that's a good way. You have to be fierce, and you can't. You know, I provide very nice homes for these people to live in, and I stand up to my side of the bargain. If something breaks or if something needs repaired, I have tradesmen there if it's beyond me or whatever. But it's fixed within 24 hours. That's me showing I expect similar things from you. If you tell me something, it better be done. And look for red flags before signing the lease. Oh, here's a story. This family was going to rent one of my homes, um, and they were late for the viewing by 2 hours. And then there was some other reason they were coming. You know, they wanted to. This is all before signing the lease. So it was like, okay, maybe that was a one-time thing. Supposedly he was ill out at the Walmart, but they did eventually show up. And then there was another time they were coming for something. They wanted to do measurements or something, and that was 2 more hours. And I started to get the feeling, these people do not respect my time. And I did say to them, I don't have a lot of time to sit around 2 hours waiting for you when I have nothing to do around here. I've already got things done. It's ready to move in, ready to sign the lease. Well, finally, I get a call. Oh, and one time he didn't even show up at all because he was supposed to bring the security deposit, and we were going to, him and his wife were going to sign the lease. He didn't even show up at all. So I had said to myself, okay, these are red flags. If your time, and then this was the real kicker. He was going to have dish installed, instead of cable, but that's okay, you know. He was going to have that installed, and he was telling me at one of his late visits how he could not believe they could not install it on the day and time that they had told him they were going to install it. And I just went, oh boy, this is red flags. Entitled, but inconsiderate. Okay, red flags. So I basically just called and I just talked to him and I said, this is not going to work out. It's not going to work out. I'm sorry. I'm not having you sign the lease and I'm not renting to you. And I was glad I did that because you want to ask him, why are you leaving your current home? And he didn't even have the security deposit. He was going to have to borrow the security deposit. Another red flag. Somebody borrowing the security deposit. Oh, geez. And like I said, if you let people talk and you just listen, you will learn so much. Okay, please like, subscribe. This is part 1 of a 2-parter because I don't want it to be too long. And like and subscribe and leave a comment. Like I said, I'd love to get to 10 subscribers, and I'm going to have a giveaway when I get to 100. So let's get there. I have over 30 videos posted. They are all relevant to today's life, how to live a better life. Financially Healthy is the name of the channel. One word. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. If there's any videos you'd like to see me make, I have been single for over 20 years. I have owned properties. I have side hustles. And I have a lot of advice too, if you're willing to listen to it. Might help you live a better life and retire sooner. Um, this is not a rant or anything about bad tenants. It's just, things you got to look out for. Okay, I will be back with part 2 tomorrow. Thank you.